So welcome everybody. Oh, so I finally cooled down a little bit, which is good. And just checking that the dog isn't going to push the camera over. Okay. All right, so just let the eyes close. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. And again. Let's turn to the right. Just use your hands to rotate the spine. Just squeeze the upper back out. Lovely. And change sides. Lovely. Come back to center. Let's work with the shoulders. So bring the thumbs to the back of the shoulders, fingers forwards. Inhale left, exhale right. And just build up that speed slowly. If this sort of movement makes you feel a little bit dizzy, just slow it down. Otherwise you can go super fast, but the breath follows the movement. So it becomes much more like a Bhastriki type of breath. We'll come back to center, bring the elbows together, deep breath in. You bring one hand down, extend the other one up. Let's just get a little bit of movement into the side of the body. Just come over to the side. Breathe. Go a little bit deeper if that suits your body. Lovely. Come back. Let's go the other way. Lovely. Back to center. Let's do a little bit of cat cow. Inhale, come forwards. Exhale, draw the belly in, chin to chest. Lovely, one more. Good, spine nice and straight. So we're just going to do a little bit of work on the vagus nerve. So bring the hands to the temple. Start to rub it. Take a deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. And again. Lovely. Now just bring the fingers to the brow and rub the area where the third eye is. Take a deep breath in. Good. And as you exhale, slide the hands along the brow line back to the temples. And again, take a breath in. Exhale. Once more. Lovely. Now the next movement from the temple is the one that creates that curved line around the back of the ears, come down through the side, just to the top here. Okay, so take a breath in. And exhale with a sigh. Coming down through the side of the neck, and again, take a breath in. Once more. Lovely. Make a hook shape with the hands and bring that to this dense muscle that's at the top of the trapezius area. So really squeeze into there. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slide forwards. And again, deep breath in. Last one. Then come below the collarbones to that sort of like a dimple just below each collarbone. Give it a rub. Take a breath in. Okay. Lovely, last one. Oh, add in a sigh if you need to. And then finally tapping the thymus. So just finding that area where the breastbone is, give it a tap. And release. So just settling the spine into a nice upright position. And notice whether you start to slouch. So if you get into that position, you'll get to a point where you just, I just need to go to sleep. So really try to keep the spine upright so the back muscles are just very slightly contracting. Good. Now as the eyes close, bring your attention to the breath, the tip of the nose. Exhale with a sigh. And again. So this sighing motion allows the vagus nerve to become happier. Sighing out. Once more. I'm sure happier isn't the scientific name, but I like that. It's that sense of letting go. Once more. Lovely. Now we're just going to hum, but we're going to keep our hands on our thigh. So rather than doing the full Brahmi pranayama, we're just going to bring our attention to a hum. So make it a really low hum. It's not loud. Just sort of bringing that sound to your own body. So it's very healing, very soothing for the nervous system. So take a breath in. Mm. 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 And release. So let's start to work with the extended exhale. So really sort of nurturing into the parasympathetic nervous system. So breathe in for a count of 4. Breathe out for 6. And again. Make sure you're keeping the breath in and out through the nose. Checking in that the spine is nice and upright so we're not moving towards sleep. Lovely. Now let's increase our exhale to 8. So just like when we're increasing the normal breath, when you increase the exhale, you're just slowing the breath down. So you need to concentrate more. Really focus at the tip of the nose. So breathing in for 4, so the breath feels quite dynamic. The nostrils are really quite open. Just a very slight pause before you start to exhale for 8. And as you continue to work with the 4 in and the 8 out, really concentrate on a sense of surrendering as you exhale. Lovely. Now, if you feel comfortable, we're going to increase the exhalation to 10. So remember, you're just slowing the breath down more. So it's just you're slowly, slowly releasing the breath. So the exhale becomes almost silent. So breathing in for 4. Slight pause at the top. Start that very slow release of the breath. If 10 doesn't feel comfortable, then just stay breathing out for 8 or 6 and keep the inhale at 4. So you're either exhaling for 6, 8, or 10 now. And really be aware of the distinct difference between the inhale, which feels very dynamic, and it's coming in quite rapidly. The nostrils are really quite open. And then the exhale, which is much slower. It's much quieter. There's that sense of totally surrendering into the exhalation. So really letting go of the day, letting go of any dialogue of the day. Notice when the mind wanders away, just simply bring it back to the count that you're working with. Always 4 in with this breath. And then we just gradually start to extend the exhalation. So if you feel comfortable, extend your exhalation by another 2. So you're either breathing in for 4 and out for 8, 10, or 12. So let that breath come out really slowly, almost as if there's a tiny little white feather at the tip of the nose. And when you exhale, you're just going to allow it to just slowly, slowly, slowly drift down. Remember to pause at the top of the breath in so you're not automatically breathing out. So there's a level of control to the exhalation. Consciously aware of the breath. Really get that sense of going inwards, really surrendering into that stillness as you just continue to lengthen the exhalation. Lovely. Now just release the count that you're on and notice the effect of the practice. That sense of a shift in perception of energy. I'm going to work with alternate nostril. So I'm quite tired today, so I'm actually going to use my right knee to support my elbow so that my back doesn't feel sore between my shoulder blades. So bring up the right hand, either use the first two fingers to bring them against the third eye, or you can tuck them in if you prefer not to touch that area. Breathe into both nostrils. Block the right nostril with the thumb and breathe down the left side. So I'm going to invite you to count your own breath in as you breathe into the left. And when you've fully breathed in, bring the ring finger to the left nostril, release the thumb and breathe out of the right for the same count. So we're working with an even count in both nostrils throughout this practice. Inhaling to the right when you're ready. Exhaling left. And what you'll notice is as you consciously start to drop into the experience of Nadi Shodhana, which is balancing the hemispheres of the brain and the male-female energy within the luminous body, you might start to slow down. So if you're slowing down, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure that whatever count you're getting to, so as you slow down your breath, the count will extend. So you might find you moving towards a 10 or a 12 or a 14 in, depending on your experience with pranayama. And then just make sure that the exhale's the same count. Now just complete your breath coming out of the left side as you exhale and release the hands. So we're going to use alternate nostril as a meditation now. So the hands are resting on the lap, whether you're sitting in a chair or you're sitting cross-legged. And imagine the hands are now the nostrils. So this works on the principle that we know that energy follows thought. So close the right hand, so that's like blocking the nostril. Keep the left hand open. And as you breathe in, I want you to visualize and imagine that energy is pouring in to the left hand. It's coming up the arm. It reaches the nostril, and then you focus your attention at the third eye. Close the left hand, open the right hand, and pour the energy down the right side. So it comes through the right nostril, down the arm, into the right hand and out. And then you inhale again, all the way up. And then you block by closing the right hand and opening the left. So the hand movement of the fingers becomes the movement of the nostrils. And just count the breath in. And just get settled into that sequence. So the whole of the body from the palms of the hands, so up the arms to the space between the eyebrow center, forms a big triangle. Notice as you focus your attention, the energy follows the thought, and you can feel the dominance change in the nostril. Okay, now I want you to add in a little bit of extra focus. If you find additional focus is too much, then that's fine. Just stay with the awareness of the breath. I want you to add in the visualization that with the breath comes prana, and the prana is a golden color as it pours in, shimmering, coming up the arm to the third eye, and then pouring it down the other side as you open the hand to let it pour out of the body. And just keep going. So you may still be just counting and directing the breath with your imagination. You might have added in the visualization of the golden flow of energy from side to side. And then if you want to add in another layer, release the count. And as you inhale that golden stream of energy, imagine the energy is chanting Om. Om. As it comes up to the third eye, and then Om as it goes out. So you don't need to sound it out. I just want you to mentally repeat the mantra. It's much more powerful to do an internal mantra. So breathing in Om, breathing out Om, side to side, through the nostrils, through the arms. Good. The next time you breathe in, I want you to sweep both arms up, mentally repeating the sound Om. Let the hands come down to the heart space. Breathing in and out of the heart space, the sound Om. Focusing on both nostrils now, so the breath becomes even. If it feels really uneven, then concentrate on the nostril that's least active so that the energy can be directed to that side of the body. And we're just going to calibrate the heart to the sound of Om. So I want you to chant it out to yourself. We're going to do 3 repeats. Take a breath in. Om. 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 Good. Now let both hands rest on the heart space. So again, there's been the science is catching up with the yogis. There's been lots of research around what happens to the brain when we place our hands on our heart. This self-soothing and recognition of our true self. Now, whether science has gone that far, I doubt it. But when we connect our hands to our heart space, we start to connect back to our true nature, which is one of unconditional love and light. And we've forgotten so much about our natural essence. Just feel that connection. And if you feel comfortable, you can mentally repeat to yourself 3 times, entirely up to you. I am the soul. I am the soul. I am the soul. And be aware of the sense of there is an awareness that lights up when we say that. I am the soul. Let the hands rest at the side of the body. Bring them into chin mudra. Simply observe the breath and the body. So as you focus on the body, notice the stillness of the body. And when we take time each day to just be still, it's amazing the power of stillness and how it allows us to feel much calmer, less reactive. Just allow the stillness to fully embrace you, to hold you, to nurture you. Just a subtle awareness of the breath as it travels in and out of the body. And noticing that the only movement is the breath. And then start to notice the natural pauses in the breath when there's no need to breathe out because there's plenty of oxygen. We don't need to breathe out yet. And then just surrender into the stillness of the kumbhaka, the held in breath. And then allow yourself to release the breath and hold the breath out. Just for as long as it's comfortable. So we're not trying to extend the breath beyond our comfort, just noticing that we don't need to rush the breath. We can just bask almost in this stillness that supports us. And when the breath is totally still as well, so there's an opportunity with each breath to have 2 moments of stillness that we can observe. And in these points, even the mind becomes still. Yoga is vigilance, awareness, and stillness of the mind. Yoga is vigilance, awareness, and stillness of the mind. Yoga frees you from the drama, the tragedy, the saga. Your mind creates and allows you to experience your true self. Your true self knows reality and does not confuse it with the twisted tales that your mind spins. Some of these stories bring pleasure, some bring pain. All are forms of fiction that distance you from reality and your true self. The mind spins its tales in 5 different ways: through right knowledge, through wrong knowledge, hearsay, dreams, and memory. Right knowledge is gained by honoring your experiences and by reflecting upon the teachings of great books and wise teachers. Wrong knowledge occurs when you mistake a rope for a serpent, or worse, when you mistake a serpent for a rope. Hearsay, like gossip, occurs when the mind embraces words that are empty of truth, words that distort reality and hurt others. In the deepest dream, you speak with your father who has passed away. You travel to distant lands. You play the flute and sing, yet have no musical talent. Later, you taste the waters of nothingness, as all thought, all emotion, and all sensation cease. Memory is when an experience continues to live within you, haunting you like a hungry ghost. When you practice yoga and non-attachment, all stories your mind creates through right knowledge, wrong knowledge, hearsay, dreams, memory will dissolve, like the images from a nightmare that quickly fades as you awaken. Bring the hands to the heart space. Inhale, sit the arms all the way up. Exhale down through the midline and just honor that light within you, the spirit you, and feel a sense of coming home. And namaste.